Hey y'all, thank you so much for watching. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are all having a great week and happy spring. So my hubby and I are going on a date tonight. We're just going to dinner, nothing fancy, but I just thought I would film my makeup. I was feeling like doing something a little bit springy, so I incorporated a purple eye and kind of mixed up the warm and the cool tones. So this is what I came up with. I hope that you like it, and I think it's really wearable. You could totally wear this during the day or at night, dress it up, dress it down, whatever. So I hope that this tutorial is helpful for y'all, and if you want to see how to get this look, just keep on watching.
Okay, so I'm going in first with our Silk Pore and Wrinkle Minimizer just to fill in my pores and wrinkles, obviously. And then I'm also using our Eye Illuminator. Its peachy shade helps to cancel out the dark circles under my eyes before I even start. I've been loving this Mario Badescu. It's the Rose Facial Spray, and I just love it right now. I'm going in with color correcting concealer in Light, and I'm using this as a base for my eyeshadow. It's just a little bit thicker than ShadowSense like I normally use, and it also serves as a really nice base to just help cancel everything out. Mocha Java is the first color that I'm using, and I'm just taking a brush. I'll list all the brushes out in the description bar, and I'm just applying this pretty sloppily into my crease, and then I'm kind of focusing, you can see, on the outer portion of my eye just for a transition, and I am planning to make the outside corner just a little bit darker. The next color I'm using is called Amethyst, and it's this really pretty purple shade, and my favorite way to apply brighter colors is I take it straight from the tube, and then I'm using just a flat eyeshadow brush to go in and kind of smooth out the color and soak up any excess product that's there. And then the next thing that I like to do after I finish that, I did 2 layers, is I love going back in and using the same brush that I used for my crease to really just blend out the transition by running it back in my crease, and that just makes a seamless transition. I'm using a smaller brush and a fluffier brush to apply Garnet ShadowSense. These are both Real Techniques brushes, and I'm just applying it in the outer third of my eye, and I'm just wanting to open that up and make that a little bit darker. And so I am applying it with a smaller brush, and then I'm going in with the bigger, domed, fluffier brush and blending it out. And I just repeat this process on both sides as many times as I feel like I need to until I have the color payoff that I want. Next, I'm going in and just adding a tiny bit more of the Amethyst. I felt like blending all of that out, it just got a little bit too light, so I added a little bit more, and then I just used my finger to help the transition into the Garnet to be a little bit more seamless. This is Onyx ShadowSense, and I'm just using a angled eyeliner brush to tightline my eyes to just kind of fill in any gaps that I have in my lash line, and then just make it a little bit darker. This is Gilded EyeSense, and what I did is I actually took our LashExtend serum in black, and I applied a really thin line of that to my eyes, and then I took the Gilded and I applied it a little bit higher and over the top just for a little bit of fun pop there. That is medium color correcting concealer, and I'm using that to cancel out my dark circles. I like to do this and let it sit for a second before I apply my foundation. And my favorite way to do this is to apply with my ring finger and then use a damp beauty blender to blend it out. The beauty blender just absorbs any excess product and makes sure that I only have the orange color right where my dark circles are, which I feel like mine go all the way under my eyes. Lucky me. The next thing that I'm doing is filling in my brows. I'm using Smoked Topaz ShadowSense for this, and I always start on the outer half and then finish with the inner half with an angled brush. Next thing I'm doing is just taking a little bit more of that light concealer, and I'm using it to conceal a few boo-boos. I kind of went out of camera here, but all that I'm doing is taking a teeny tiny concealer brush, and you can kind of see it there, and just covering any blemishes that I have before I do my foundation. I am now applying my mascara. I actually am wearing 1 layer of Too Faced Better Than Sex, 1 layer of Benefit Bad Girl Bang, and then I'm topping it all with LashSense. I went in and mixed a little bit of our MakeSense foundation in the shade Cream Beige with some of our powder just to make it a little bit thicker and a little bit more full coverage since this is like an evening look. And I mixed it together, you can see, for a little bit thicker consistency. And then I've been loving the Sigma brush to apply it, especially when I'm wanting a little bit more of a full coverage look. I just love this brush for that because it really just paints it on your face. And I also feel like it does a decent job of blending it out too, where you don't have lines or streaks or anything like that, but it really gets it on there. I'm using just leftover foundation to conceal any spots here that I felt like weren't covered enough with the foundation. This is actually foundation as well. I love using cream for my bronzing and my highlighting and my contouring in the spring and summer. So that is the shade Cafe au Lait. I'm just applying it underneath my cheekbones, and then I'm blending it out with an angled brush for my cheekbones. And then what I like to do, just because I think it looks better on me, is I switch it up and I use a buffing brush. That's the Real Techniques buffing brush for right above my hair, or below my hairline and then my jawline. And I love to do a little bit of bronzer in the neck and also down my nose, and then I just use a smaller brush to blend out my nose. Next, I'm just taking white concealer. It's straight white. I'm applying it with a flat, that's actually a foundation brush, and I'm just applying it underneath my eyes and all the other high points of my face, and then I'm blending it out with a fluffier brush. And again, I'll put all the brushes in the description bar. I'm using Chocolate Cherry BlushSense. I mixed it with a tiny bit of Pearlizer, applying it with my fingers, and then blending it out with a Real Techniques stippling brush. Now I'm just setting my face and underneath my eyes with our natural translucent powder. And then I wanted to add just a little bit more to my face, so I am actually taking our bronze dust powder and I'm just applying it to the perimeters of my face. So I'm not like putting it all over, just right wherever I bronzed is where I'm applying that. And then I love taking a huge like powder brush and blending everything out. Next, I'm going back in with Amethyst ShadowSense, which is the purple one, and I'm just running this all underneath my lash line pretty sloppily, all the way underneath my lash line just to open up my eyes. And then I'm taking the same brush that I applied the Garnet with, and I'm using it to just kind of blend it out into about the outer third underneath my eye now, and then also kind of connecting it at the corners to really make my eyes look bigger. I am using Sandstone Pearl ShadowSense. This is matte, and since I had added some shimmer in my blush and the bronze dust, I wanted to keep my eye highlight a matte color. So this is Sandstone Pearl. I'm applying it to my waterline with a teeny tiny brush, and then I'm applying it to my brow bones and the inner corner of my eyes with a pencil brush. I'm applying now our LashSense in black underneath my eyes. I usually only use LashSense on my bottom lashes because it does not flake off at all, and I love that. Finishing off with the lips, I'm using Berry LinerSense. I've been loving lip liner lately. I just feel like it makes my lips look bigger, so I've been using it a ton. This is First Love LipSense. I'm shaking up my tube and I'm using this for my first 2 layers of LipSense. I really love this color because it's a great just neutral color. And now this is Pink Champagne that I'm using for my last coat. It's a little bit more cool toned, but still just a really pretty pink with, like I said, a cool undertone. And then I am adding a tiny bit of Pearlizer to the center of my lips on the top and the bottom, just using my fingers to, again, make my lips look bigger, always after that. This is Glossy Gloss just to seal everything in. And then I actually wanted just a little bit more color, so I am applying a really, really thin layer of Opal gloss, and it adds just a really fun kind of iridescent sheen. But again, I used a really thin layer because it can make your color look a little different. So that's the final look, y'all. I hope you love it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. Have a great day.